What if I told you that a group of nations representing over half of the world's population is quietly reshaping the global economic landscape? While Western media focuses on familiar headlines, a monumental shift is taking place that could fundamentally alter the way the world does business. Welcome back to the channel, where today we're diving into the explosive growth of BRICS and what it means for the future of global economics. In a groundbreaking development, Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, has just been accepted as a BRICS partner country this January 2025. This isn't just another diplomatic handshake. It's part of a larger transformation that's seeing BRICS evolve from a simple acronym into a powerful force representing over 40% of the global economy and an astounding 54.6% of the world's population. To put this in perspective, that's more than 4.3 billion people working together to reshape the global economic order. Let's break down what makes this expansion so significant. Brazil, currently chairing BRICS for 2025, has clearly outlined two main objectives for the alliance: strengthening South-South cooperation and reforming global governance. These aren't just diplomatic buzzwords. They represent a direct challenge to the existing world order. South-South cooperation means developing nations are increasingly working together, sharing technology, trading directly, and building economic partnerships without Western intermediaries. When Western critics dismiss BRICS as lacking unity or common purpose, they're missing the bigger picture. The organization has been systematically working toward de-dollarization. That is, reducing dependence on the US dollar. In 2024, under Russia's chairmanship, BRICS unveiled a comprehensive plan to transform the international monetary system. They're not just talking about change, they're actively creating it through their cross-border payment initiative, allowing member nations to trade in their own currencies. Think about what this means in practical terms. When Brazil wants to buy manufactured goods from China, or when India needs oil from Russia, they can now conduct these transactions in their own currencies instead of converting everything to US dollars first. This not only saves money on conversion fees, but also reduces these nations' vulnerability to US economic policies and sanctions. This push for financial independence isn't happening in a vacuum. After seeing the US freeze assets belonging to countries like Russia, Venezuela, Iran, and Afghanistan, many nations are seeking alternatives to dollar-dominated reserves. BRICS is responding by establishing commodity exchanges and new financial frameworks that could fundamentally alter how international trade is conducted. They're even exploring the possibility of backing their reserves with gold and other commodities, creating a more diversified and resilient financial system. The numbers tell a compelling story. With Nigeria's addition, BRICS now encompasses 19 countries, 10 full members, and 9 partner countries. The full members include the original BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, plus Egypt, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Iran, and the UAE, who joined in 2024. The partner countries now include Belarus, Bolivia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Uganda, and Uzbekistan. Together, they represent 42.2% of the global economy when measured by purchasing power parity. This includes powerhouses like China, the world's largest economy by PPP, and India, which has the world's largest population. Speaking of population, the demographics paint an even more striking picture. Of the world's 20 most populous countries, 10 are now part of BRICS. Nigeria alone brings 230 million people to the table, making it the 6th most populous nation globally. Even more importantly, BRICS nations include many of the world's fastest-growing populations. India leads with an expected 147 million new births in the next 13 years, followed by Nigeria with 65 million. This population growth isn't just a statistic. It represents expanding markets, growing workforces, and increasing economic potential. The African continent is particularly crucial to this story. By 2100, Africa's share of the global population is projected to rise from 18% to 38%. Meanwhile, Asia's share will shift from 60% to 45%. Combined, this means that by the end of the century, over 80% of humanity will live in Asia or Africa, regions where BRICS is rapidly expanding its influence. Lagos, Nigeria's largest city, is expected to become the world's largest megacity by 2100, symbolizing this dramatic shift in global demographics. Looking at Africa's economic landscape, BRICS's strategic importance becomes even clearer. The continent's 5 largest economies are either BRICS members or on the path to membership. Egypt, the largest African economy, is a full member and has an economy larger than Australia's when measured by purchasing power parity. Nigeria, the second largest, is now a partner and boasts an economy bigger than the Netherlands. South Africa, the third largest, is a founding member. Algeria, the fourth largest, has been invited to join, and Ethiopia, the fifth largest, became a full member in 2024. The organization's influence extends beyond population and GDP. BRICS nations now represent more than 1/3 of global oil production, with Nigeria, Africa's largest oil producer, adding to this significant share. This creates an interesting overlap with OPEC, potentially giving BRICS countries considerable influence over global energy markets. Half of the world's top 10 oil-producing countries are now BRICS members, including Russia, China, Iran, the UAE, and Brazil, with Nigeria ranking as the 15th largest producer globally. What we're witnessing isn't just the expansion of an international organization, it's the emergence of a new economic order. While BRICS nations may have their political differences, they're united by common economic interests and a shared desire to reform global financial institutions. They're challenging the post-World War II financial architecture that has given disproportionate power to Western nations and their currencies. This transformation challenges the notion that the West, representing only about 13 to 14% of the world's population, should continue to dominate global financial systems. As BRICS expands, it's becoming increasingly clear that the future of the global economy won't be decided in Washington, London, or Brussels alone. The organization is following in the footsteps of historical movements like the Non-Aligned Movement and the Bandung Conference of 1955, which sought to give developing nations more agency in global affairs. The integration of Nigeria into BRICS represents another significant step toward a multipolar world order. With Africa's fastest-growing population and its position as the continent's largest oil producer, Nigeria adds considerable weight to BRICS's already substantial influence in global affairs. Its membership also symbolizes the growing economic and political confidence of African nations on the world stage. What does all this mean for the future? As BRICS continues to expand and strengthen its economic ties, we could see fundamental changes in how international trade is conducted, how currencies are valued, and how global financial decisions are made. The organization's growth suggests we're moving toward a world where economic power is more evenly distributed across regions and populations. This isn't just about challenging Western dominance. It's about creating a more balanced and inclusive global economic system that better reflects the world's demographic and economic realities. If you found this analysis enlightening, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe to stay informed about these crucial developments shaping our world. Share this video with friends who need to understand these major shifts in global economics. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on BRICS's expansion and what it means for the future of global trade. This is Voice of Africa, bringing you the stories that matter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.